this one, at least until recently, because he recently improved his PB to like low 1 hour ranges, which is like pretty damn good for this category. So yeah, let's see if this one goes as well as those runs. Okay. Good if people can hear us, which was not certain, but we should be fine right now. Okay, so yeah, I'm a little bit behind on the commentary compared to the gameplay because the pace is so fast, but yeah, so he did some skips around the invisible walls and up some trees to actually go to Bowser 1 early with 0 stars first thing in the run. Otherwise it requires 8 stars and it's a pain to get. So yeah, he's now traversing through the Bowser level. There's a secret star that he'll get here right from this slide part, which I have originally dubbed the release trailer star because that was like the only place you could actually see that there's a fake wall there and there's a star behind it. Now it's marked with coins, one of the many reasons to play version 1.2. So yeah, that's a good progress already. To anyone who isn't very well aware of the Lost Dreams, this roll hack has 50 stars, but the levels are kind of long and big like that. Not big in the bad way that you do like 12 long jumps in level before you have anything to do, but big in the sense that they kind of feel like Super Mario Galaxy levels in length. Actually, arguably the roll hack has a Galaxy vibe in general, so yeah, that's what we're gonna see, and that's how 50 stars takes over an hour to get in this one. So, first Bowser level. Gameplay wise, it's kind of the same deal as usual, but a little bit harder, typical for roll hacks. War-wise, this is the Dusk War, because the namesake of the roll hack, the Lost Dreams. It is about Mario entering dreams and saving everyone's dreams from being corrupted and nightmared by this guy, which is Bowser in disguise. Same thing as most roll hacks. He does have some pretty nasty attacks, which we are not going to see because Russia knows how to do a Bowser throw pretty well, as we saw there. So that's just going to be the first Bowser key and the first star already. Pretty good progress. And now with that out of the way, we can actually go to the first course in the game, which is the only thing you can normally do in a speedrun. Yeah, no, outside of a speedrun, my bad, as a casual player. So, Toy Power's Playground, or something like that, well, you can see the theme of the level. There's a bunch of wooden toy-colored platforms, textures and everything, and there's a bunch of, well, nasty enemies like worms and bubbles that can be used to bomb clip through an entire star like this. Yeah, that bomb clip is pretty nice because otherwise you have to traverse an underground maze, from what I remember, and yeah, we don't want to deal with that. Oh yeah, also Vanish Cap. We are not gonna get the caps in this game for like half of it, for around 20-ish stars, so any cap skip that we can implement is great. Guess we need to update the pin message here. Okay, so another skip here, the creator tried to put an invisible wall so that it isn't trivial to just jump over the edge of the inside of the castle and skip this star, which also requires some underground action, but unfortunately you can still kind of do it. Fortunately for speedruns, of course. You just need to go to the right place and jump a few extra times. So that's good because that also speeds up the stars. Again, if you're playing like a casual, they're gonna feel even more like a galaxy length. And we're gonna put that to the test because it's the first coin star of the run. There's actually very few main courses, there's only 4 of them. So we are already at a pretty good pace dealing with the stars from these courses. So in this course, the 100 coin star is pretty straightforward. It can be described as making a full tour, a full circle around the castle part of the level. There's coins, there's enemies all over the place. The red coins are also positioned in such a way that you basically have to do a circle around the level anyway. So it's more or less pretty run-of-the-mill. It's one of the tamer coin stars. We're gonna see worse later. And first blue coin switch, as you can see, pretty well stylized, and it teaches you how to do a bunch of wall kicks, in case you didn't know yet. There's a ton of cool little details, for example, the place where he just got the last red coin with the thwomp. The thwomp is stomping on the ground, so it is actually turned into broken ground that acts with a slow sand collision, so you cannot move too fast through it. It's nice touches that differentiate good roll hacks from great roll hacks, in my opinion. Little wall jump skip here, using a good angle to not need to press any kind of blue switches. Say hello to this chain jump, but not for too long because we're not going to bother with it. If I remember correctly, on earlier versions of the game, if you approach the chain jump in a bad enough way, you can actually crash the game due to a lot of objects being in the same place, but luckily that's not an issue here. And a little node block skip of the Star Dance animation, which is interesting to me because I don't think these are the Kaze node blocks, which are known to have this kind of Star Dance skip. Because they have a different model, but they still seem to work the same anyway. As far as I know, they don't have the node block glitch where you can get a lot of height if you press B on the correct frame though, so... yeah, curious how that works. Now that out of the way, here's the panel star. Now we are gonna explore this kind of outer section of the level that goes up and around the castle. Yeah, there's also fun facts about how the panels were kind of broken, as in the panels exist, but the star is kind of act specific, but this was fixed in the latest version, so as usual, moral of the story, just play the latest version of this ROM hack. As you probably should for almost all ROM hacks out here. We're trying to do a few single stars in this, but some of the stars are so dumb. That's also true, actually. The thing that I'm kind of brushing over right now, and I hope we get to see it even more clearly in this speedrun in the later courses, is just how fast, how big strats for doing slow stuff fast, and how fast the movement in general is of the runner playing here. Though with a star like this is basically the easiest star of the course, that's why it's saved for last. Yeah, we are not gonna see it because it's just two springs. As always, the question with these springs is, do you hold any direction? Do you hold nothing once you have taken the spring? Because you get so much speed you cannot tell until it's too late. Of course, not a problem for a speedrun, but one of the many fun stuff in the life of a ROM hack player. Now, what do we have left? Oh, my bad. So we have 7 stars, which means we have 6 in the level. The last star in this level is going to be actually star number 1, the Womp Fight. Moral of the story is every boss in every main course of this ROM hack is actually a servant to the Dusk Lord, which is Bowser, as I mentioned a bit earlier. So they're like, yeah, trying to, as one would expect, they're trying to stop Mario from progressing to saving everyone's dreams. But of course, since we are pretty good at this game, speedrunners and everything, they're gonna miserably fail, give us a star, complain about how they have failed the Dusk Lord, and we move on with our day. I mean, if you're actually playing ROM hacks for the war, this might be one of the better ones, at least by standards of... compared to Moving the Man. It has some thought-out dialogue, but since we're doing play through the game as fast as possible today, yeah, I might disown the story here and there, without really intending to. But first star in the Goomba side level just because you can. I guess so. I don't think we have an early skip for getting through the Goomba level early, but then again, it's been a while for me now that I have seen like even seen a full speedrun of all streams. Okay, so what happened there is this secret purple mystery box, which I think is taken from Super Mario 3D Land or World. There's actually one of these in every main course, so you could say there's 8 stars per main course, even though that's not what you would see if you played this game with star display and all kind of stuff like that. As you can see, also we went to a different course briefly to obtain the star. Moral of the story is, each of those is a secret for which there is a hint. You need to find the box and then go obtain the secret star for the level. You don't get a regular star select hint for that one. And now straight into course 3, because it's really close to course 1. It's straight up Joato Beach. I mean, the reference is pretty obvious here. The name was changed in the latest version, but the level model was always like this, so you could pretty easily tell that this is a blatant Sunshine reference. Though I don't know if the Sunshine level has all of these panels that we get to see here, so I guess this is a cool addition, question mark. The best part about this is that once you take the shell, you can just ride through it in the water. You don't actually need to jump to go to the panels as you would think, because the walls will not stop you or break your shell there. So that's pretty neat. This level is amazing for testing performance. Actually true, because right now as we speak my stream is occasionally going to spaghetti, or the stream of the run that I'm watching right now, and like, yeah, feels amazing here and there, feeling like it's gonna lag and I'm gonna drop out on the commentary. So another skip right here, because you see that star up there, pretty simple, well, pretty easy maybe, but not necessarily simple, because you need to know the speedrun jump to do. You don't need to do this intended, you can instead take the door at the bottom of the tower, and there's a small intermediate inside section for you to do, with way easier platforming, but also kind of boring speedrun wise, so yeah, quack, fair. So yeah, this level goes all around the place, there's stuff to find anywhere, and in case you were missing taking doors, because as I just mentioned we skipped taking a door for the previous star, here's one, and here's also going through the wall, because steep slopes for the win. So this skips a double cap requirement for metal and a vanish cap. The vanish cap because there's a gate to pass through, the metal cap I already don't remember, but yeah, there's probably something about pressing a switch. Seriously, I should have de-rusted like my knowledge on this game a little bit more, being a former runner of it and all, but it's fine, it's fine. Pretty cleanly executed starts all around all the time, and this is also a skip for star 1, where you just go up this steep slope and then straight into the box of the star instead of going all around the level the same way that he just did to go to the door for the previous star. So yeah, that's also a pretty fast way to get this star. It's also not the easiest thing ever, because as usual steep slopes you run the risk of screwing up a jump and then being at the bottom of it all again, but it's all going good so far. A whole 13 stars without accidents there, I say. And with those minor question mark stuff out of the way, it's time for the typical, we're gonna add a boss and we're gonna make it act specific and it's gonna feel like a story thing of the day. So this is the angry giant Wiggler, and you know how it goes with Wiggler. It takes 3 hits, it complains about being corrupted by star power because it didn't actually want to be, and it shoots out a star for us. Also, neat little thing is that every single boss, like being a boss working for the Duskworld, is punctuated by having a bunch of these dark boosts around it, which don't really make it more difficult, but I guess add to the atmosphere. Alright, now next up is a coin star of course 3. This one is, I dare to say, it's kind of annoying because you do have to go all around the place and you have to know really well which coins to take in order to scramble together 100 coins. It's not tight per se if you're playing casually, but it kind of stays true to the Sunshine feel, where you have to go around the entire level and do a bunch of small tasks in many different places in order to scramble together the 100 coins. Although at least we have these Wigglers, which kind of act like the giant Goombas, so you can get bunches of 5 coins easily from these. Those are bomb boosts. Oh yeah, my bad. They do explode, I think, if you interact with them incorrectly, so yeah, they do actually pack a punch, yeah. Hi King Toad, thanks for the raid, thanks for the GO2, the runner, passing on the energy. So yeah, a bunch of Wigglers, so I could use this 10 coin box. Yeah, I said it's not the tightest thing ever, but kind of annoying to go all around the level. And I mean, when you know where to go, it seems fine, but it might take more to a casual to get. So that's why I claim it has some similarity to Sunshine. Fun fact, all those Wigglers, I mentioned that they act like giant Goombas. That is correct, because if you just simply jump on them, you're gonna get 1 coin. You need to ground pound them for 5 coins. And another fun fact, the 5 coins are an addition of version 1.2 again. For some reason, in the original releases, the first versions of the game, when you kill enemies that are supposed to give you a blue coin in vanilla, you instead get 4 regular yellow coins. Or you used to get it, because now it's 5 regular coins. I do wonder how that one happened, or why it was even changed to yellow coins, but yeah, maybe one day we will get another run of this game that's with even more competent commentary, with just as competent gameplay as we see here, and maybe with the author on commentary. But in the meantime, the red coins area, if you do only the red coins, it would be a pretty pretty tame star, but with the 100 coins, yeah, it's quite a detour to get to here. And after a bunch of strategic swimming, we are done with another coin star. So what's left in the level? Ah, yes, we are actually done with this level, except for the secret purple box, which is arguably the least secret one of them. Actually, we're gonna see how that goes in course 2, but yeah, so here's the box on top of a tree. There's many ways to get to it, depending on how good you are at wall jumps off of weird structures like trees. And once you get here, it's a pretty interesting side area. It's basically don't fall in the water, and there's also surprisingly a star road-like skip, like the one that you see straight away in course 3 for skipping the cannon and the owl. Same thing here. Use the level borders to skip some slow green switch platforms. And that's a star yet again. It sends us in the middle of the overworld, which this time is convenient because it's faster to go from here to the next area. Since we already have the first Bowser key, it's trivial, just go to the door. And it's nighttime. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about the war with this place specifically. The next upcoming area kind of makes more sense, but yeah, I guess in order to go to sleep it needs to be night, usually. So this is the... well, someone can correct me on the name probably, but I think this is the Nightmare Realm. And it comes with all of the caps, which is clustered without any kinds of secrets, just in this place. There's the Vanish cap that requires 10 stars, the Metal cap over here with 15, and the Wing cap with a 20-star door requirement, which is why it's the perfect time to be coming over here. Each cap level has 2 stars, one for kind of get to the end of the cap level structure, and one for do something a little bit out of the way. Loosely. Fun fact over there, this is all from the gameplay, you can press the metal cap switch while underwater just by swimming, like you don't need to actually stand on it or stomp on it. So that's a pretty funny interaction. And from here on out, the thing that the metal cap will be mainly used for is traversing through water, and in this case here at the end, also through a jet stream that is impossible to swim against if you don't have the metal cap. So let's just get that. And the other star is gonna be the long star of the level. We gotta go inside one more time. So yeah, again, metal cap, switch. And then at this point it's just a bunch of small movement optimizations here and there with stuff you can do which are not entirely intended. Like, you need to wait out the water, but at least you can use it to clip through the wall like that. The wall and the door, so that you don't need to open the door. It's quite interesting how for having this few stars and this well designed in a similar to Galaxy way levels, there's so many little skips here and there, and some major skips across more or less the whole game. Another door clip, yeah, because if we didn't clip through the door, we would need to lower the water, like use a metal cap, lower the water, then go inside, then put the water up again, and we don't have time for any of that, let's be real. So straight into the Vanish cap, and actually you're gonna see a quite strong reference of a different kind than Galaxy for a change this time. Welcome to Super Mario 64 DS, apparently. I've never played that game, and if it goes like this course goes, honestly I wouldn't want to play that game, honestly. There's a bunch of red coins in a bunch of rooms where you have to figure out the right way to go. It's basically like almost a blind maze, except there's a very tiny little detail to help you here that originally I had no idea about. Some of the doors will have their door handles on the left instead of the right, and that's actually the cue to what the correct doors to take are through this maze. So yeah, saving Luigi, doing it with style, collecting the Vanish cap on the way, and also a bunch of red coins. Now this VR room is pretty dope though, because there's some real red coins on the way, and there are some slower spinning red coin objects, which if you try to take them, they will teleport you back to the very beginning of the level, because you screwed up the puzzle. that's the main story about it. We are going to use that one here intentionally because that was the last room of the level, and the only thing to do from there is go back to the first room of the level. The second star is a quite traditional one. It's the blue painting right next to the vanish cap switch, which obviously requires a vanish cap to go through. It also sends you off the level, so unfortunately we have to get it second there. Needs to be red coins first. So yeah, run of the mill there. Vanilla did exactly the same thing with the blue painting in a hidden room, so a true honoring of the classics. And with that, there's only the wing cap left from the cap levels, also known as Play the Banger, because this music is awesome. So the wing cap level is made up of several flying towers and a bunch of floating islands, which again you could say is loosely vanilla themed as well, but like really, how difficult is it to replicate the vanilla where it's 4 towers on the sides of the level and 1 platform? Now this one is much more involved, so there's actually quite some routing to do if you want to beat this even casually and also optimally for a speedrun. Yep, in this Sky Sanctuary. And yeah, you also have to deal with this island down here, actually, for which you press a button which opens a gate, and then you need to find the cannon in the middle of the flowers, which is actually much more difficult than it sounds, which is why that vertical coin line is there to point to it. That cannon is the only way to get out from the bottom island, because if you try to fly without the cannon, you will simply not have the height. The other platform is too high and too far away to make it, so yeah, better keep your eyes peeled for that cannon. So again, the rest of this is make a good route through the level, visit all the platforms with the red coins, say hi to the chain chomp, also say bye to the chain chomp because we don't want to deal with that guy. Our box, once taking it, we don't have a wing cap anymore, so let's get out of here as well. And wing caps and cannons. Yeah, actually, if anything, it's more reminiscent of Wing Mario over the Rainbow than the regular vanilla wing cap level. Of course, more upscaled, better modeled and textured. All about the gameplay, I'm leaving that to you. Honestly, everyone can make this own opinion by playing this ROM hack. It's a treat. Now we skip that star because that's the star that was unlocked from pressing the button on the bottom island, but we still need to get the red coins first. It's the same predicament as the vanish cap level. Kill a sleeping murder a piranha plant in its sleep. Yeah, that sounds even worse, so let's say that. And it did nothing wrong other than being just a little bit on the way towards the red coin, so hello senseless violence. Great to see you again on a Mario game. And this will be the final tower of the level. You can see that's the case because there's like quadruple the staircases to go through, and that's the red coin star. You don't go any higher from here for the rest of the level. Luckily we can just fly down, and with the gate open, it's just a beeline to the exit from this level. So that makes all the cap levels, but it's not over yet because we have only now entered the nightmare level. So now, bunch of reading. How about the entire Star Revenge War in that text box? Actually, it's not the Star Revenge War, it's the Lost Dreams War, but yeah, more of the story. This soul is called Miles. He called Mario over in this kind of dream realm. Mario is again our only hope from stopping the Dust Court from corrupting everyone's dreams. Yada yada, a bunch of more details on how to do that, and he gives us a star, as a toad does. So this is basically the chill section of the run, the calm before the storm, because after that toad star we also come over here in this transitional area called Mountain of Serenity, and as you can see, yeah, it's pretty chill. The soundtrack playing in the background is actually just like 2 or 3 minutes of wind ambience. So there's that there. There's a red coin star here. And finally there's Toad on the left of this suspicious gap in the mountain, which just says something like... No, it's the flower actually, that's a sign NPC that says danger. The Toad warns you in more detail about the danger inside the mountain, but basically it's the second Bowser level. And trust them when they say that it's pretty dangerous, because first off, lava section as you can see. Second, a fast moving platform, which is that way so that it isn't a slow moving platform, because that's complete shit. And finally, it's a really long level that we're actually gonna try to skip like 80% out of with this BOJ. There's at least 2 ways to do this BOJ, and I think there was also some other more minor skip to do in the level. Luckily he got it first try, holy shit, that's a pretty good run. So basically the BOJ tries to put us right over here, which is the secret star for the Bowser level. You just quote-unquote fight the giant eyeball. It's like almost at the very end of the level, so you get to see very soon there's a warp back to a place with a wing cap, from which you're supposed to backtrack a little bit, like you're coming from above, and then you have to go back and a little bit below to get to this hole in the lava. And after it, yeah, it's Bowser time already. Rayman level with BOJ, Shining Stars 3, yup. Everyone's been sleeping on the secret Shining Stars 3 reference level here. So that's why go and play more World 3s. Here's an assault of Dark Goose and the squad number 2. The same thing but better. There's also arms on the platforms. So yeah, same thing as the vanilla fight again, because the platform can be tilted because it's the Bowser 2 behavior, but there's also these square platforms that are not affected by that. That can be a help or hindrance depending on how much you know about the game and how good your dexterity and skills are. But other than that, another Bowser throw, and it went splendid. Textbook. I hope that also carries over to the final Bowser throws. Which, mild spoilers as usual, there will be the 3 of them. The boss arenas are custom, I will give that to the game, and they look pretty good, but they are not that custom as to completely change the Bowser gameplay. Unfortunately, Bowser is just made more dangerous. So that's like what, 2 main courses clear, half the game at this point, so let's go to course 4, shall we? As you can already see in the middle of this is a... well, in the ground leading to the level, this is a snow level, the White Abyss. And it's a pretty linear level, honestly. Okay, in this one, first star, you're supposed to get to a checkpoint, which will then start you in that place for the second star, and so on as you climb up the mountain. This level is actually quite big, level model-wise, so it probably wouldn't be too much off to compare it to Mount Celeste. Now, yeah, it's not like playing the entirety of Celeste. It's not gonna take like 25 minutes any percenting the level, but it is still quite huge. So on the way to star 1, we are actually already gonna do the 100 coin star, because there's a bunch of coins, including the blue coins, which going up the level. And well, I have not actually timed things to compare them for which is the fastest. But as far as level feel goes, it feels like you can do the 100 coin star in multiple places and ways, doing multiple like stretches of the level without visiting the whole level necessarily, and they all feel like they are just slow. There's no good way around it. Of course, when you get a bunch of coin rings, the blue coins, and probably massacring the local population of snowmen, it's probably the definitive best way to go about getting the 100 coins, but there's even more coins, including the red coins, in later parts of the level, and it just gives you this uncanny feeling of surely there's a better way to get more coins, but no, you need to make trade-offs. And the trade-off in this case is don't play the entire level while collecting the 100 coins. And don't collect the red coins with the 100 coins either, which would be way too convenient, but we cannot quite do that. Of course, the favorite, tricking people with money bags, except a red coin is way less suspicious as a singular coin on the field, so you may actually get tricked by this money bag, as opposed to a singular yellow coin. Also careful for this one, because it's a typical red coin in the middle of a coin ring formation, but it's also a money bag. Okay, how many coins is this? 92, oof. So if you have 95 or even 93 coins by this point, yeah, there's 5 coins and a red coin there, so you can also do a spring skip or like a star dance animation skip on the notebook spring. Unfortunately, that was not quite the case here, so we will just have to finish off with this. Never realized that Walls Dreams made the first fake red coin. I thought it was Eureka. Oh, yeah, fair. Okay, is it really not any ROM hack even before was Dreams? Like, didn't old ROM hacks already try to do this kind of shit? At least the red coin, that's the yellow coin? I don't know. I'm just eyeballing right now because my memory is not that good right now, unfortunately. Fake red coin is a thing? Well, yeah, depends on the definition you give to it. Again, in this case over here in this level, a fake red coin is a money bag that is a red coin. So, yeah. So there we go. And with that out of the way, let's get the real red coins this time, because it's time for a fan favorite from the vanilla levels, especially Rainbow Ride. A huge ass base carved in the wall. With scattered red coins around it, but not all of them, because that would be way too easy, because you're always over safe ground. So some of the red coins are on those rotating wooden seesaw platforms that we got to see for a little bit earlier in Star 1, and we're gonna see them again right now. Only ever did an invisible red coin. Okay, so I guess thanks for watching SRM, and welcome to the How to Make Atrocious Red Coin level design expo. Because, wow, some of these things, even I am not evil enough to think about them. And one of the first levels I made had an underwater red coin maze, so yeah. Explicitly red coin money bag, then it is Walls Dreams, I'm pretty sure. I'm like 99% sure that money bag specifically nobody tried to mask as red coins before this. So yeah. Now that said, in the middle of that jam, that's the red coins collected. Another note for the changes in the latest version compared to the older versions. In the older versions of the level, the checkpoint would be after the red coin section. It would be the only checkpoint for the level. 1.2 introduced more checkpoints, and it also put the Star 1 checkpoint before the red coin section, which is arguably a better or worse thing for speedrun's sake, because it means you have to travel more distance for the other stars. Not this one though, this is like the secret star of the level that's out of the way of most other things, and it's a pretty fun section with bumpers all across the place. Don't get stuck in snow too much, but even if you do, it's fine, you don't take damage anyway. Move over, Satan, you got destroyed for the invisible red coin, yep. But yeah, so now we are gonna go from the Star 1 checkpoint again through the red coin section and into the next part of the level. It will make more sense as we make our way up and see another checkpoint take effect. This is on this next star, which is find the Ice Sanctuary. And yeah, that means basically climb even higher in the mountain and then go inside. Here's also a yellow warp box, which is, yeah, an interesting way to mark warps and not just have run-of-the-mill warp pipes or invisible fading warps. It just puts you in the next section of the level. Of course, the purple one we are gonna save for a little bit later. Another set of staircase slopes? Yeah, is it staircases if it's like a singular slope upwards? I don't know. Mario 64 is weird with that. Either way, yeah, that climb and that ice lake that we crossed, that constituted finding the Ice Sanctuary. It's to the right of this star that was just obtained, so you're gonna see it very next thing. And there we go. Actually, forget about what I said about warp pipes, because there's one. It looks better than Vanilla though. So, Sanctuary section, different music that I actually don't know too much about, but yeah, we'll have some time to enjoy it. Especially with these platforms, which cannot be traversed any faster because they are flipping between red and blue in the perfect way that you need to touch all of them. I guess maybe if you're good at the wall kicks, question mark? But nah, that sounds like torture. So anyway, there's like 3 or 4 chambers, rooms, whatever you want to call them, each with a different challenge, culminating with this section, with a bunch of platforms suspended over the lower platforms of the mountain. Nice skip over here. Somehow that never came to my mind whenever I played the game. Also, if you fall, well, you don't get a second chance because falling down to the lower parts of the mountain will lose you multiple minutes, so there's just a dead barrier above this section specifically, or below this section and above the rest of the level. So basically, you're on your own. You have to do this the proper way the first time, instead of relying on surviving a fall. Those damn nice. Oh yeah, that's true. Mario's eyes are ever so slightly changed in those games, and they're kind of uncanny. I agree. But for now, Sanctuary again. It's time for another flower that tells us danger, because that side here's the boss of this level. Of course, Chubuli, or yeah, whatever it's called in the war. I don't even know if it has an official name, because Chubuli never talks anyway. And also, it's pretty easy to beat as usual. Hooray for enemies that just rush to their own death, basically. Yep. Look at Mario stare at you. His cutesy eyes that are damn serious about piercing your soul. Okay, so now for the purple box, because we have to return to that. It's good to pick start 2 as to not start from the very beginning of the level. And we have to kind of cover the same ground as for the yellow warp, and then a tiny little bit more. So just need a negative red coin that secretly takes away one of your red coins to make it impossible to get the star. Okay, Satan ain't got shit on this entire chat. So next to the warp there was this Vanish Cap walk. Luckily we do have the Vanish Cap unlocked at this point in the game. It's getting pretty late already anyway. And yeah, simple slide to the purple box. But don't worry, that's not the end of it. That's just the beginning. Welcome to this section. You have to basically step on ice chocolate bars, or not bars, but like the individual pieces, in order to make it through this. It's not as tight as it seems, because the collision is actually made to extend a little bit more on the front and the back of each of these platforms, so you can kind of step safely a little bit in midair. At least from what the visuals show, but on the other hand, they are ice collisions and physics. So like you will slide around if you try to walk. So the best thing is to learn how to not be a casual for that purple star and basically do a lot of jump kicks, or as Russia did there perfectly, long jumps, in order to basically have all the air time, none of the ice physics, to not allow the game to screw with you. And that out of the way, out of the frying pan into the fire, because it's course 2 time. Bottom Ancient Tempo. It's basically the answer to the question, what if the vanilla Shifting Sandland Pyramid was an entire level with 7 stars, was also extended to be like 2 or 3 times the scale, and the confusing factor was extended by about the same factor, maybe even more. And yeah, Russia is not doing this level any favors, because the optimal way to start with this level is to straight up go for the 100 coins right off the bat. And of course, casual-wise, to go for the 100 coins means knowing the entire level basically. Because you can be sure we will go through multiple areas, revisit things that we're gonna have to visit later to get the stars from them. And yeah, this is the most miserable of the 100 coin stars in the game. Not necessarily the most miserable star in the game period, because we have some tough stars remaining at the end of the run for a bit later. But for now, yeah, let's deal with this first. There's a lot going on, some of the things I will have the time to mention the next times as we return through the level. Or for example right now, this right switch needs to be pressed to make this door accessible to the main room of the level. The latest version of the game changes things so that once you get star 1, you don't need to press the switch anymore, it just starts pressed on the other acts, because going up there to press the switch on every single act is pretty silly once you've done it once. Because like there's no other red or blue box, so this is the only purpose of that switch. So yeah, so far we went through the main room of the level, another side room that we're gonna revisit later, the section with the... no, not the section with the wing cap, but oh my god, I'm already forgetting, that's how confusing this level is. No, it is a section towards the wing cap star that also has a 10 coin box. This is one of the 2 ways to get another star that we are probably not gonna finish at. I don't remember if we play 100s with reds or this star that's accessible from this path and the other path. Yeah, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, don't worry, I don't either, and that's just to say how massive of a maze this level is. This is the reason people tell me not to ever learn no hacking. No, it's not worse than developing games like other games in general, but that's another discussion. Also, yeah, the blue coin switch, which is 90% deep in the level. Like, if you're in this part with the blue coin switch, there's barely anything else that you can do in the level. You can go for this star and that's about it. So yeah. And that is the optimal route through the level. We saw like 80% of the level already, but we're gonna go through the other 20 with all of the other 6 stars. You stack 100 coins worth of balls in one spot and run around it with the game crash. Now that's an interesting question. It probably depends on the amount of other objects in the level, but yeah, off the bat, I think we need to run an experiment for that. At least I cannot answer that question theoretically. Luckily, this is not like this is just a theoretical question, not something that happens in most dreams. And how perfect, because Russia showed a very good movement for that star, which is arguably the easiest star in the level. You just go in this dedicated room, climb some like cutouts in the wall, some poles, and with good movement it's over in the blink of an eye, compared to the rest of the stars in this level. I feel like it should. Maybe, but who knows for sure? This game can hold up to 240 objects per level after all, give or take. Oh well. Yeah, this level does tend to crash the game. It's less common in 1.2, I don't remember for sure, however, I think it's still able to crash the game. So, I just take it that Russia knows what to do and which ways to hook or not hook in order to minimize the chances that the game will crash. In the meantime, yeah, this star we got is a little bit weird because it's easy, it's simple if you go by star, title, cannon and vanish cap. The problem with it really is that the door to get that star is not open immediately. If you go to the door on like Act 1 or 2, you will get a message telling you like it's walked at you later. And by the time you get back to this star and you actually need to go for it, you probably will have forgotten which the door is that gave you problems earlier and it's now the correct door to take. Because there's like 17 doors in this level, so obviously you're not remembering all of them. Okay, now with this out of the way, the cannon was used, which means it's time to fight. I think that's our last boss before the Dusk World final. And that's of course the Dusk Bomb. Dusk Bomb. Yeah, goddammit, too many titles. Anyway, yeah, it's unfortunately a pretty boring boss fight because you see all those fire spitters around the outer circumference of the area. Well, that's cool and all, but you can just stay in the middle of the area and then it's the usual throw the bomb, wait for the bomb to turn around, to jump over it, throw again. I think it's a little bit faster than vanilla. Walking speed definitely, turning speed maybe not. It also has 6 HP because that makes the boss more difficult. But yeah, it's already over. Of course there could be the whole argument about is it just better to learn how to make custom bosses nowadays with DCOM? That's especially not the hardest thing in the world. It would probably be a torture to do with binary/ASM. But until that's the case, we have bosses like this. It's fine. All things considered, it's like a breather star, because you need the cannon for it, which was halfway in the 100 coin route, so that's the real difficulty in the star. The problem itself is pretty fine. You got throw the bomb more than 3 times! Buzz Lightyear gives... Yep. And now over with the 3 stars, we have some pretty tight movement here for the red coins. It's mainly tight because the distances to cover are... yeah, not the easiest. You need full long jumps to cover between platform and platform, and there's also twomps to kind of prevent you from going too fast, basically. Finally a bit of ceiling hanging, doesn't hurt too much because it doesn't take a minute. And now the second 4 of the red coins. Yeah, actually that's right, that's why the 100 coins are not paired with red coins in this level. You go through so much that you're ready to get another star at the point you have the 100 coins, and the red coins are, as you can see, out of the way of the rest of the level. At least I think that's what this game did right. At least it has some discernible teaming around the red coins compared to the rest of the level. So it's not just go to every single room of this temple, for example, and there's a red coin in every corner of the level because I decided so.
Oops.
Interesting. I don't know if we are picking up input from Russian microphone, but yeah, anyway. Bowser's Down Crave King Bomb fight is very peak, yup, with the 69 hits and everything, but we are playing good roll hacks right now, so don't worry about it. If you want to hear more about bad roll hacks, hit me up when it's my madness run in about 2 hours. But for now, shush. How often do you even have to throw in BDR? I think 69 times? I'm not quite sure though, because I'm not the person who has actually done that. Yeah, but enough about Bowser's Down Crave. Again, we are playing Was Dreams here, and that star there, the Wing Up star, was another one of the easy stars in the level. Arguably that makes like 3 easy stars, so this level should be fine, but as you saw, it's a maze clusterfuck, and like for each easy star you need to do something extra before you're able to get it. I think the Wing Cap star is actually the exception, so like as long as you get up there and have the Wing Cap, you can just go for it. So that's good. But of course, back to the main level. I think I really prefer playing this safe by not using the green switchboards but going for the Wing Cap. And looking at it, it's a huge time loss because I could have been doing what he was doing right here instead. So hooray for stupid safe starts in speedruns. Or stupid risky starts, but this here was not stupid risky, this was just properly executed. So final purple box, they're just a coin line off the one side of the one platform. It's one of those things where if your camera is turned the correct way, it's trivial to notice, and if it's not, it's like impossible to notice. But again, there's a hint for it. The hints are on those flowers on the front of the glass containment. So there are definitely ways to find this, it's not just haha hidden thing off the ledge. And that finishes course 2, which means we are left with very little content in number of stars, but rest assured they're pretty long, all of the remaining ones. Okay, maybe not this level. Say hello to TikTok Chaos, sponsored by Deltarune, of course. And Vanilla SM64, because the theming, in my opinion, is pretty well kept from Vanilla, but of course with its own twist on basically everything that's not TikTok walk objects, which is like 5 platforms in the level. Thank you, I make sense, so I'll be here to explain things all week. That's how old this port is. Yep, it's from Was Dreams. As a matter of fact, it's credited in the SRM music playlist under Was Dreams because I first heard it here. So yeah. And where was this game from? 2020? No, I think it's 2019, so yeah. It's actually old already. God. Yeah. Either way, so this level is basically just pretty movement heavy in true TikTok walk fashion. I don't know if yeah, did I say that the level name is TikTok Chaos or did I fumble it? I already don't remember. Either way, bunch of TikTok walk objects, very vertical level for the most part, lends itself well to good movement equals good speed equals fast runs through the level. Although this one has fewer skips than the vanilla TikTok walk, mainly because it doesn't have walls surrounding the level. Either way, that's the red coin star, which was previously panels but changed to so that it can be a non-stop star, and at the top of the level star. So that's the sweet part of the end game of Was Dreams. Now we are getting into the difficult part. December 2019, sounds right. So, welcome to this area, which is pretty off the way, requires a Vanish Cap and 30 stars. This is Rainbow Road. And what is a property of every Rainbow Road level? It's hard as hell. And what is probably a property of every Mario Kart Rainbow Road level? It's long as hell. And this is what we see right here. Yeah, this level kind of speaks for itself in the sense that you can see there's a lot of things going on, and listening to me explaining them is probably not going to be as good as just looking at the level. Luckily, even in this level there's a skip here and there. Here's one of them. You can actually go to like this decoration, which is actually solid ground, instead of the platform below it, which skips a tiny section of the level. Luckily that's meaningful in version 1.2, because the first red coin, as you can see, is right there hidden in that box. The level was changed around so that there's a checkpoint, I think, right before that part, and the red coins were, a couple of them were moved upwards in the level, because of course if you take a checkpoint and then you're doing the red coins and then you die in the level, your red coin progress is reset, and you don't want like a checkpoint to be a trade-off between convenience and actually collecting the red coins. So yeah, free lesson in game design there, or level design at least for ROM hacks. And we are now in the top section of the level. I think Russia, yeah. I was gonna say, what is he doing? But I mean, he's stalling for time because these are the Rainbow Ride seesaws from Vanilla, and if you miss a cycle, there's not too much you can do other than wait for them. A Twomp with a 1-up, which sometimes I have been tempted to get because there's a certain next level which really needs those extra wives. But sometimes I have messed up like getting out of the Twomp myself because Twomp physics are perfect and they never eat your jobs. Losing me the level instead, which is a pretty bad thing in Rainbow Road. But of course that's not an issue for Russia because he doesn't do anything he doesn't need to. And that means he has the red coin star already. As you can see, the other star is already in the distance, that's basically the end of the level star. And, I mean, what could I say? At this point it's like you do a long side level in order to get awarded with 2 stars instead of 1 at the end. It almost feels that way. Because, at least for me, I don't know if I'm being stupid or if anyone could relate to that. Seeing that star over there, I was like, okay, so wait, do I have to go get this star or get the other star? Which one will keep me in the level, which one will boot me out of the level? And of course, if you mess that up, you're a buffoon who lost like 2+ minutes in speedrun. So, yeah, cool. Okay, now with 46 stars, we are actually gonna go to Bowser 3 already. But wait, this is a 50-star speedrun. Like, surely also, yeah, eye warning. Sorry, I should have given an eye warning there, because that thing just blinds you on the screen before you get out of the way of it. It's very good graphics, but god, it's all the white in the same place. So yeah, into the Bowser 3 level itself. So first off, it's a medley, but it's a special medley that I would give a pass to personally, because this is a ROM hack, but this level is not comprised of the parts of the ROM hack specifically. It's mostly based off of vanilla parts. So like, you're gonna see a little bit of a representation of every single vanilla SM64 main course. I think also the Bowser courses. I don't remember if the cap levels are counted for, I think not really. So yeah, mainly the Bowser courses should be it. And as you can see, we already are into little avalanche shifting sound and yada yada. Luckily, each section does not overstay its welcome. It's a quash of many artistic styles because of that. Will he get the checkpoint? Yes, thank you. Because he doesn't usually get that in runs, and I don't get why, but I think I managed to persuade him that this checkpoint is just safe to take. Again, it was adjusted in version 1.2 to, you know, be able to safely take this checkpoint without losing red coin progress, same as in Rainbow Road, I mean. Yeah, you could say this is Mario's dream, but I don't like medley levels being called dream levels in Mario 64 ROM hacks. I know that's just me, but yeah. Either way, collection of vanilla parts. They're already in Tiny Huge Island, and that's already only 4 red coins. That's actually intended for some reason. And yeah, I mean, Lost Dreams objects, or like the vanilla-ish objects and stuff like notebooks being used in the Lost Dream fashion to recreate those SM64 references, familiar sections. Of course, this here is not very SM64, but the next section very much is, because it's the Rainbow Ride, the Red Coins area. I mean, it would be an appropriate name for this hack. True, actually. The one time it would be like meaningful to use Dream, it kind of isn't used. So, well, make of that what you will. So yeah, I don't remember if this maze used to have 2 red coins in it, but now only has 1, or if I'm just Mandela affecting. Doesn't matter, just play version 1.2, that's what I've been saying all day. And yep, a bunch of nice Bowser platforms, sponges, yeah, the whole deal. If you have played Vanilla Mario SM64, you know all about, well, the objects here, if not the areas. And the areas are somewhat easily navigatable from there. Carpetless, yup. And also 8 red coins, so that's gonna be the star of the level. But yeah, I said the star of the level. So yeah, what's the deal with coming here with 46 stars? Are there 4 stars in the Bowser level? Is it already the end of the run? Where's the big heart that I was promising all the time? Well, unfortunately, there's a level that appears with 49 stars that contains the last one in the whole game. It's basically equivalent to the perfect run in Super Mario Galaxy 2, in that regard. And of course, one of the stars in the game is Bowser 3 red coin, so that has to be done early. Again, version 1.2 mitigates having to replay the entire Bowser level after the red coin star just to get to Bowser by putting a warp if you have all the stars in the game. We're gonna make use of that later. But first off, an intermission, the last course before the Rio storm at the very end. It's Goomba's Lair, and again, yes reference. So this level is a bunch of orientation, choose your own adventure, which platforms you're going to use for the main part of the level. Then there's a bunch of poles, aka vines, to climb for the outer sections of the levels, where usually you're going to be rewarded by a red coin for getting there. Or the tilting little lava land platforms, which honestly, this is probably one of the better uses for them that I can think of. So retro indeed. Yay, someone should put a retro achievement to that. I don't know what's the meme with retro achievements, but well, you tell me. So yeah, everything is valid as usual, platforms in the level, out of the level, level borders. That's how Mario 64 plays. Everything that is a floor is a valid place to step on and avoid death. Everything that is a wall is a good place to start gaining height, doing wall jumps and so on. That's just how the game works. It's the kind of things that are... It's kind of weird to mention them out loud, but... Like, if you're good at the game, if you have experience playing wrong hacks, you know what I'm talking about. Kind of intuitive. Just saying this hack did first beat the 3-1-3 brawl stay losing. Yep, you could say that. So yeah, there was a red coin with like a climbable ceiling that can be avoided if you do your lava bounces properly. There's a whole bunch of stuff, but I think this is one of the levels that, even if it doesn't get explained, you are gonna find your way around it eventually. You might have a case of where the hell is the last red coin, but when that's finally done, here we go. That's a star. Now the real problem isn't so much the last red coin, it is where the hell is the second star of this level, because again it's a side level that has 2 stars. Yeah, the side levels that don't have 2 stars are exceptions in this game. So there's a Goomba down there, there's a hint somewhere that there's a vine leading to the bottom of the level, and yep, it's definitely the definition of a secret star. You go to a place that is not visible from anywhere else of the level, and there's a small section that's bearing a challenge that awards you with a star at the end. And now with 49 stars, welcome! It's time for a Cyberwave trial. Feast your eyes and ears on this for a little bit. The rules of the game, there are 4 sections, 4 main challenges, each named a different way with 2 red coins in each area. Red coin star for the 50. Cyber Peak trial. Yes and no. So, okay, that's the first unfortunate that I'm seeing in the run, and it's good and bad that it's happening in Cyberwave trial, because yeah, there's still a whole lot going on here. Originally, dying in Cyberwave trial would put you out of the level, making this actually the perfect run from Super Mario Galaxy 2. In version 1.2, this was nerfed so that dying of the level will put you back in the level, nerfing this to the difficulty of the ultimate challenge or something like that, whatever the star 1 counterpart is called over there, that doesn't put you to 1 HP. Because it means you can actually die in this level and not lose your entire progress immediately. On the other hand, if you don't have the lives for this and you game over, naturally you do lose all your progress. That's what we are gonna avoid seeing here. Of course, that means that for speedruns, if you do play this level perfectly like it was originally intended, you can, after each area, die and go straight back to the starting area without having to go through the usual backtracking, which in that first area Russia did, I think it was called Flamethrowers. It's pretty benign, it's like a short area that loops around itself, but in the other areas it's quite brutal. And this clip is also quite brutal, so you need to land from the starting platform onto this like flame diamond platform, and it's just barely accommodated by a precise angled what was it called? Oh, damn it, chain won't jump. Yeah, chain. So yeah. So this area is probably the worst, at least for me. It's titled Moving Poles, and oh boy, yep. The game decided to take no victims, and the one victim today is Russia in Cyberwave trial. Quite unfortunate, because the entire rest of the room was going pretty well, arguably. Maybe, I don't know if it's PvP based, I'm not watching his timer or anything. but like, holy god. It comes down to the very end, and now he has to do the skip again. This stinks. So yeah, you can already see how brutal this level is, and we haven't even seen the half of it. Russia is just saving the schedule. We have a problem if we need saving the schedule all the time. But yeah. Okay, so this place is kind of weird because of the camera angle, because if you face diagonally, then the one pole perfectly covers the other pole because they are like aligned in their cycles. But if it's not diagonal, then good luck telling how close you are to grabbing the other pole with the Mario rotation, because perspective here sucks. So that adds to the inherent difficulty of poles, which are coupled with these amps and are just like, man, how do you invent this? Russia is playing this like the risky speedrun way. You can also wait for the entire cycle of the poles to be like in the junction in the middle, because then you have already dodged the amp and you can do a pretty simple jump to go from one pole to the other, but it's slower, of course. If it does, you can use Swamp to BOJ to other sections. Yeah, that's a thing that Jarp would say, obviously. But yeah, we are gonna ignore that and we are gonna play like human beings here. Even if good at the game human beings. So here's the rotating platform section. You can see what the gimmick is? It's one of the easier gimmicks. Thank god, because after that previous section, everyone would need a break. There's kind of two subsections to this one, each for its red coin. The one was with the platforms rotating on the... like, basically the difference is in the rotation axis of the platforms, as you can see here. Is it sideways or is it forward? How lucky that I am Thomas Andrews Ali, yep. Obviously. Now luckily the platforms are lenient because they have climbable slope collision, so like the moment they turn under your feet, it's not over, you can just keep moving. You're pretty safe for most of it, but still mind your step. And if you have learned your lesson with the rotating platforms automatically of the previous section, here's the tricky prisms, triangular, and they turn whenever you jump. Which, yeah, is it this or is it Speed Star Adventure that did it first? Don't even matter, I think SSA wins by virtue of having an earlier prototype pro hack, but that doesn't matter. Moral of the story is, mind your jumps, second version, actually need to count your jumps now. So yeah, more platforms, more tombs, here's a change home for good measure, and that's the 8 red coin. Now because Russia still has 1 life left, he can just die, get out of here, and be done with Cyber Wave Trial. Thank god. So that was not the smoothest thing, but he still managed to do the whole thing in one run without game overing, so that's pretty nice. Again, if you play on older versions...
Goated.
Did you say coded? Yeah, hopefully we'll hear that after the run. So yeah, GG, that's not the end of the run, because you still need to beat Bowser. You do get the 50-star text box, which says like, thank you so much for getting all the stars. Sincerely thanks for playing. Zerquom14, the creator of the wrong hack. No, do not stop, this is not time, we have a Bowser fight to go. Yeah, there we go. There's the work to Bowser, which appeared because we have all 50 stars. We don't need to redo the level that way. So again, that's why play version 1.2 as a casual. And now, 3 throws for the win. First throw, that's a miss, that's the first miss throw of the day. The bombs are actually pretty far away. Again, perspective is a real bitch here, and the arena goes dark every few seconds. So that definitely doesn't help, but basically, yeah, you need to spin a whole lot to hit these bombs. There's also holes in the arena. If you let Bowser attack, there will be the typical shockwaves with extras. There's the boost, there's fire attacks with fire that explodes if it's left on the field. Yeah, it's very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. We are not gonna get the showcase of it here, evidently, but... oh, another missed throw. Well, that's fine. Yeah, and also there's the bubble bombs, yep. Imported straight from Bubble Battlefield to make your day even worse in this area. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it, yep. Big Star, which is the Grand Golden Dream card. So yeah, I think that's... and that's GG time. Golden Dream card. So yeah, this is the credits area of the game. I don't know if Russia will explore it or show us any text boxes or ahead of schedule. Yeah. So yeah, this is the credits area of the game. I don't know if Russia will explore it or show us any text boxes or ahead of schedule. Yeah. This is the credits area of the game. Any showcase? Oh yeah, we can. Yeah, Russia, if you're still playing the game, and if you start display working or something like that, I think we can showcase that unused level in the course 13 or course 14 slot. I don't remember. But yeah, this is why you cannot believe that one of the upcoming ROM hacks is Princess Peach sex hack. And trust me, that one is about as quality as this ROM hack here. Not kidding. Like, let's check out the schedule. Yeah, Princess Peach sex hack is tomorrow-ish, and I do recommend watching that. As opposed to that, we have like a ROM hack called Super Mario 64 Madness that I will run in about 2 hours. That one probably sounds benign with the name, except the madness part. That one